From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse, sponsored by Murray Roofing.
Good morning, and thank you for starting your day with us. I'm Craig Allison here at the 1011 Now streaming studio, or streaming center, at the Alert Center, here for the Morning Pulse. Sorry for the late start. We're on the holiday staff, but we still got some local headlines for you and some news to wake you up this morning. First things first, if you missed our 1011 this morning, just wanted to go through the question of the day with you. According to experts, this could be stressing out your pet during the holiday season. What is it? Answer was Christmas music. One of our viewers actually got that right. And if you'd like to put your guesses on air for us to read out loud, you can head over to our 1011 Facebook page where we read off viewer guesses to our question of the day every morning. Be sure to just check in with us as well to see us read those answers and question results live on air. Now getting over to our actual news headlines, we're going to start off things on the national side. The United States military carried out a deadly strike in northwest Nigeria on Christmas Day. President Trump said he ordered the strike on Islamic State terrorists in a Truth Social post yesterday. Trump accused ISIS of killing innocent Christians in the country. The president went on to say he previously warned the terrorists if they didn't stop, there would be, quote, hell to pay. It's unclear how many people were killed. Nigeria's foreign ministry confirmed its country worked with the U.S. to hit terrorist targets, and the strike comes as the Trump administration focuses on the ongoing plight of Christians in Nigeria. Christians and Muslims are the two main religious groups in Nigeria, and experts say both groups have been victims of attacks by radical Islamists. Now to an update. We've been trying to follow back and forth with lots of updates here. We're learning more details about a car versus pedestrian crash from Wednesday afternoon, so Christmas Eve. While an initial crash report provided by LPD indicates the accident was a fatality, we're now hearing, we called into duty just this morning, that the patient in the crash is in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. Again, so lots of back and forth updates as we've been following this story, and we'll continue to keep you updated as things develop. But so far, again, police were called to the area of Pioneers Boulevard and South 32nd Street around 3:45 on Christmas Eve on the report of a car hitting a pedestrian. They were taken to a nearby hospital. And according to police, a westbound sedan hit a northbound pedestrian who was in the crosswalk. Pioneers Boulevard was closed in both directions for more than 3 hours, and the driver was cited for failure to yield to the pedestrian. Again, this is a story that's gone back and forth on this reporting, so we'll continue to keep you updated if any more developments come about in this case. Your third story, a Nebraska man is facing charges after he allegedly trafficked more than 50 pounds of meth disguised as Christmas presents. This is just a wild story here. Police in Jeffersontown, Kentucky say they were conducting a narcotics investigation earlier this week when 23-year-old Jacob Talamantes arrived at the location. Police say he tried to walk away but was detained by officers. Police searched his truck and found the drugs, which were wrapped as Christmas gifts. According to court documents, Talamantes told police he was traveling from Iowa and was planning to sell them. He was arrested and has been charged with first-degree trafficking in a controlled substance. Your fourth story out of the metro. They may have looked like Christmas shoppers, but this group of women leaving a Sarpy County outlet store are what deputies are saying are part of a group of shoplifters. They're apparently working on a large scale. On December 11th, these four suspects hurried out of a store at Nebraska Crossing, but they didn't make it far down the street. Witness got a good description of the alleged shoplifters' getaway car, and a rookie deputy, barely a month on the job, spotted the vehicle going through Gretna. When Sarpy deputies searched the car, they unloaded an estimated $3,000 in suspected stolen clothing. For shoplifting deterrence, Sheriff London wants to shop some ideas with the outlet mall stores and management.
Yeah, that's something we are going to have to talk with Nebraska Crossing because, as I said, it's getting out of hand. 170 shoplifting cases in 1 year. That's an astronomical number.
Four alleged shoplifters and a male driver are in custody. This under a new law that makes organized retail crime a felony. Fifth story, and now to an update on a hit-and-run crash out in western Nebraska from Wednesday. 88-year-old Joan Siegfried has been cited for leaving the scene of an injury accident. This comes after the Scottsbluff Police Department was called to the intersection of 5th Avenue and Highway 26 on a report of a hit-and-run where a car had left the scene after hitting a pedestrian. Once police got there, they found a 68-year-old man injured on the ground. According to the investigation, the victim was crossing the street in the crosswalk when Siegfried turned, hitting them and ultimately driving off. The victim was taken to a nearby hospital with minor injuries on that incident. And wrapping things up with your final story on the lighter side, Christmas can get complicated from the gift shopping to traveling and keeping up with the latest deals online. It only seems to get busier each year. It certainly changed a lot in the last century. But this season, Wessel's Living History out in York offered the chance to look back at life during the holidays generations ago. 1011 Sim Cobb went out there for a visit, and he says you just drive to the entrance. You're already driving past snow-covered equipment, using the fields back in the 1920s, marking a path to the real home of Wessel, who donated all the buildings and equipment seen on the land there. This winter, it's home of the Christmas on the Farm, a 1920s Nebraska Christmas frozen in time.
Everything was just so much more simple and more practical. The gifts, you get a new pair of long underwear and you'd be happy about it. So I think they just kind of slowing down and appreciating more and keeping it simple. It doesn't have to be so crazy and extravagant. So I think that is what I've taken away from the 1920s.
There you can experience the holiday season like those back then did, with making popcorn on the stove. It takes a little more than the usual dial-up turn to heat up. It's opening presents of the past. This Christmas on the Farm will still be open to the public on December 27th and the 28th, so be sure to have a blast from the past and go out and check it out. That's going to be your news for this morning pulse, morning after Christmas here this Friday morning. And we'll throw things over to Jessica Blum after a quick look at our 7-day forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Jessica Blum here, joining you from the 1011 Severe Weather Center on this morning after Christmas. Quiet to start the day. The fog has lifted and improved and really pushed off to the east. There may be some patchy areas still toward Omaha and the Missouri River, but most of us have seen the skies clear overnight. And for the first part of the day today, a lot of sunshine, a few more clouds out in western and northern Nebraska, but we're looking at highs climbing to the 60s today with a light wind eventually shifting to be out of the south. Those winds will help warm us somewhat, even though they'll be very light in nature. Some temperatures closer to 70 degrees in southwest Nebraska as you look at forecasted highs for Friday. Now, things are going to change as we head into this weekend, especially namely by Sunday. Winter will come knocking again, but in the meantime, nearing record highs not only today but also tomorrow. With these temperatures in the lower 60s, we'll be rivaling record temperatures from the 1950s.
You've been listening to 1011's Morning Pulse, sponsored by Murray Roofing. Watch, listen, stream on the 1011 Now app, on YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.